This is a report about Vladimir Putin's visit to Latin America. The meeting's motive was not a simple idea of multipolar world, but rather a fair economic trade activation. According to Latin American leaders, it means the end to the neo-colonial politics, when developed countries consider South America second-class world and try to build relationships as conquistadors once did, necklace in exchange for gold. My colleague Michael Akinchenko also went to Brazil to see what this new axis of world politics is built upon. Fortaleza in North Brazil is one of the biggest and most popular world seashores in Latin America. It's famous for its 25-kilometer Atlantic coastline. Millions of tourists come here all year long. Even now, during the winter in the South Hemisphere, the temperatures rarely drop below 30 degrees Celsius. But an international conference as Big Summit BRICS is called for the first time in this town. At the beginning of the 21st century, Russia, Brazil, India, and China created a discussion platform where the fastest developing economics of the world were discussed. In 2010, South Africa joined the group. As of today, BRICS countries cover one-fourth of the land. Almost half the population lives on this territory. Nearly 20% of the world GDP is produced here. In the last few years, this informal political club turns into the force of economic influence. I think today we see the first phase of creation of so-called non-American world. The fact that this tendency is growing is obvious. The thing is that the global management system that was formed after the World War II serves U.S. interests. That includes all major institutions. Even the Security Council votes according to U.S. pressure. Therefore, this project BRICS is the attempt to renew this global management system and make it more fair. First significant steps in this direction were made a year ago. The BRICS countries discussed a new bank creation opportunity. Money could be borrowed from such a bank if someone is struggling to finance an infrastructural project alone. The same goals led to the creation of the IMF. The right for the declining vote still belongs to the USA. Usually, they decline financial requests due to political reasoning. In the BRICS Bank of Development, nobody will have a special role. All the decisions must be made mutually, regardless of their fraction of the initial investment amount of $100 billion. The BRICS Bank opening is a significant step towards our integration. Not only will it help increase our weight in the world community, it will also improve our nation's wealth. The participants are ready to put another $100 billion into currency reserves pool, that is the Mutual Aid Pay Office. In case of financial speculation or sanctions against one of the BRICS countries, others will help out. All the plans we had a year ago are put to work. This mechanism creates the basis for the protection of our countries from financial markets crisis. The bank and the currency pool, with resources totaling $200 billion, make a foundation of the macroeconomic politics among our countries. The countries' leaders named the amounts in US dollars. It's clear to everybody, at least for now. Very often, the dollar is the currency of Russia and Brazil exchange. We supply gas, oil, metal to China, and again, dollar is the currency. So the creation of such bank of development will help transfer to the national currency calculations. It will help depend less on the dollar. What will happen to the dollar after half the world population will turn it down is hard to predict. BRICS countries intend to develop their own economies. Russia offers new ways of cooperation. The united network of 72 leading universities of all 5 countries is among other projects. Creation of the network system that will be US control free. And that's not all. We want to create the Energy BRICS Association. We can create a fuel reserve bank and energy politics institutions of BRICS. These steps would help ensure energetic security of our countries. The BRICS countries should work closer on the energy markets. They have unique energy minerals base, 30 to 60% of the world resource. It's necessary to start a new development direction in mining and processing. Our actions today represent who we want to become in the near future. It should not be treated as a desire to dominate. We do not contrast ourselves with others. The strength of our union is that we can change the international system. We want more justice and more rights in today's world. The five-country club that wasn't very popular a few years ago suddenly appeared attractive to many. Indonesia, with a population of 250 million people, is ready to contribute to building a new world structure. Also Kazakhstan, Iran, Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, Uruguay, Bolivia, Paraguay, Peru, Chile, Ecuador. Those are not all on the list. On the second day of BRICS conference, the leaders of another 11 countries of Latin and South America joined the discussion. Surprisingly, we started a new era of world politics. It turned out that a simple summit in Brazil makes a turning point, which may later be written about in textbooks. During Fortaleza Summit, the first steps to configuring the new world relationships were made. Punctual journalists estimated that Russian president's airplane made a 35,000 kilometers trip in 6 days. That's another proof that the distance and borders are no longer the obstacles in the modern world if the countries that are far away from each other have common interests.